Before the body moves, desire speaks. It whispers of warmth, delay, ease, and softness. This whisper arrives the moment the eyes open. Most men obey it without noticing. They believe they have awakened, yet they are still asleep, carried by habit rather than will. The day has not begun, and already they have surrendered command. This is the moment that decides everything. Not later, not at noon, not when difficulty appears, but here when the mind is clear and the body has not yet argued its case. When I rise, I do not ask the body how it feels. Feeling is a poor advisor at the edge of action. I rise before desire gathers strength, before comfort sharpens its excuses. This is not cruelty, it is precision. Desire grows when indulged early. If you delay obedience to it at the start, it weakens for the rest of the day. If you obey it once, it follows you everywhere, demanding more. Weak men believe the battle begins when the world challenges them. They are mistaken. The battle begins when nothing is happening, when no one is watching, when the bed is warm and the air is cold. Here, there is no enemy to blame, no circumstance to curse. There is only choice. This choice reveals whether a man is ruled or ruling. To wake before desire is to place consciousness above impulse. It is to declare that the mind leads and the body follows. This declaration must be made daily because the body forgets quickly. It seeks repetition, not purpose. The disciplined man understands this and does not resent it. He accepts repetition as the price of mastery. Many think early rising is about productivity. This is shallow thinking. Productivity is a byproduct. The true purpose is authority. When you rise by command rather than craving, you establish a pattern the mind remembers. Throughout the day, when fear, anger, or temptation appear, the mind recalls that it has already won once. That memory becomes strength. In my life, I learned that the first decision shapes the posture of all others. If the first decision is weak, the rest must compensate. If the first decision is strong, the rest align naturally. Rising early is not heroic, it is strategic. It removes negotiation from the most vulnerable moment of the day. Desire is not evil, it has its place, but it must never lead. A man led by desire is predictable. Predictability is weakness. When desire governs waking, it governs eating, speaking, reacting, and resting. Such a man believes he is choosing, yet he only responds. He calls this freedom. It is not. The early hour exposes truth. There is no distraction to hide behind. No applause, no urgency imposed from outside, only the quiet question, who commands here? The man who answers this correctly in the morning answers it correctly under pressure. You may think the body cannot be trained this way. You are wrong. The body learns quickly when the instruction is consistent. At first it resists, then it adapts. Eventually it obeys without complaint. This obedience frees energy that was once wasted on argument. That energy becomes focus. When I wake before desire, I notice the world differently. The air is sharper. The mind is unburdened. There is no rush because nothing has been wasted. Time feels abundant not because there is more of it but because it has not been stolen by hesitation. Weak men always feel chased by time. Strong men walk with it. Do not confuse this with hatred of rest. Rest has its season, but rest chosen consciously is different from rest taken by default. To wake early is not to deny the body rest, it is to decide when rest ends. Decision is the key. Wherever decision is absent, weakness grows. There is also humility in rising before others. No one sees it, no one praises it. This removes ego from the act. What remains is pure alignment between intention and behavior. This alignment is rare. It is why so few can sustain it. They want recognition for discipline when discipline exists precisely where recognition does not. If you wait until desire is satisfied before you act, you will act rarely. Desire is never satisfied. It expands to fill whatever you give it. The disciplined man starves it early so that later, when he chooses to indulge, the indulgence is clean and controlled, not desperate. This daily rule appears small to those who do not understand it. They ask, what difference does an hour make? They ask because they have never governed one. An hour governed shapes a day. A day governed shapes a life. There is no need for grand philosophy beyond this. Rise before desire wakes, and you will spend the rest of the day awake. Once the body has been claimed and desire put in its place, another danger waits quietly. It is subtle, accepted, and rarely questioned. This danger is consumption. Most men begin their day by taking noise, taking opinions, taking stimulation, taking comfort. They open their eyes and immediately invite the world inside their mind. By doing so, they surrender command before they have even stood upright. They believe they are gathering information, but in truth, they are being shaped. The daily rule is simple. Command must come before consumption. Before you take anything from the world, you must assert who you are within it. A man who consumes first becomes reactive. His thoughts are no longer his own. His emotions are stirred before he has chosen his posture. He spends the rest of the day responding rather than directing. In my training, the day did not begin with input. It began with alignment, breath, posture, movement, intention. Only after these were established did interaction begin. This order matters more than men realize. The mind, when untouched, is clear and sharp. When filled prematurely, it becomes cluttered and dull. What you allow into yourself at the beginning determines the quality of everything that follows. Weak men say they need information to start. This is an excuse. Information without direction is weight without balance. It slows movement, it creates confusion. The disciplined man begins with action, not intake. He moves his body, steadies his breath, sharpens his awareness. In doing so, he creates a frame strong enough to hold whatever comes later. Consider how easily a man's mood is altered by what he consumes. A single voice, a single image, a single opinion can bend his state. This reveals a lack of internal command. If your state depends on external input, you are not leading yourself. You are being led. The warrior cannot afford this. His state must be stable before he enters the field. Beginning the day with command does not require complexity. Simplicity is strength. Stand, breathe, move with intention, clean your space, decide what matters today. These acts may seem ordinary, but they are acts of authority. They tell the nervous system that you are in control. Once this is established, consumption loses its power to disturb. Modern men are trained to seek stimulation the moment silence appears. Silence makes them uneasy because it reveals disorder. They rush to fill it instead of correcting it. This is why they feel restless even after consuming endlessly. Consumption never satisfies because it was never meant to lead. When you produce first, through effort, movement, or creation, you reverse the flow. You give to the day before it takes from you. This builds momentum. Momentum built internally cannot be shaken by external noise. The man who begins by producing carries a quiet confidence into every interaction. He is not seeking energy, he has already generated it. In battle, the one who reacts is already behind. The same is true here. When you begin the day reacting to messages, demands, and information, you accept a subordinate position. When you begin with command, you choose your angle. Even when you must respond later, you do so from strength, not urgency. There is discipline required to delay consumption. The world is designed to pull at you immediately. This is not accidental. A distracted man is easy to guide. A reactive man is easy to sell to, anger, or exhaust. The daily rule protects against this. It builds a boundary at the most vulnerable hour. This does not mean you reject the world. It means you meet it on your terms. After command is established, consumption becomes useful rather than controlling. Information is processed, not absorbed blindly. Opinions are evaluated, not internalized automatically. The mind remains sovereign. Many men claim they are too busy to begin this way. This reveals the truth: they are already consumed. The man who commands his morning creates time because he removes waste. He does not scroll aimlessly, think aimlessly, or move aimlessly. Each action has weight. Beginning with command also strengthens decision-making. When you have already decided who you are and what matters, choices throughout the day become easier. You are not constantly negotiating with yourself. This saves energy. Fatigue often comes not from effort but from indecision. There is also restraint in this rule. Just because something is available does not mean it should be taken immediately. Restraint builds power. The man who can delay consumption can delay reaction. The man who can delay reaction can choose his moment. Timing is everything. When this rule is followed daily, something changes quietly. The mind becomes less anxious. The body moves with purpose. The day feels longer not because the hours increase but because fewer are wasted. Weak men fill their days and feel empty. Strong men fill themselves and let the day respond. This rule will not make you popular. Others may not understand why you are unreachable early, why you are unmoved by noise, why you do not rush. This does not matter. The path of command has never been crowded. Begin the day by asserting authority over yourself, and nothing you consume afterward will weaken you.